Hey everybody, I'm Eugene Johnson, founder of Make Your Mind an Asset, and today I'm going to talk about the 3 words that will shock you into success. So what are the 3 words that will shock you into success? And I'm telling you, these 3 words can literally shift your perspective. And anytime you have a shift in perspective, you can have a shift in your life, whether it be financially, whether it be socially, whether it be, physically. Like, these 3 words can shift you into action, can shift you into success, can move the needle of momentum for you in your life. And so what are these 3 words? Here's what the 3 words are. And I got these 3 words from Gary Vaynerchuk. And it literally reminded me of a situation that personally happened into my life that allowed me to shift my perspective. So here are the 3 words. Matter of fact, I'm going to let Gary tell you the 3 words. Listen in.
Gary V! 3 words to give me inspiration for any day I'm feeling down.
3 words.
3 words.
You're gonna die. Yeah, that's inspiration.
Do something about it.
Do something about it. I love you too. Take care. Ready? Life's getting weird.
So the 3 words is
you're going to die.
And when I first heard Gary say that, I said, hold up, wait. So she stopped you on the street and she asked you for a word of advice, some type of motivation, and you said, you're gonna die? At first I was thinking, why the heck would you say that to somebody? And then I was thinking, that's the realest thing you can say to somebody. Because I remember when I was on a flight, I can't remember where I was flying to. I think I was flying from Arizona back to San Francisco. And I'm on this flight and it was some major turbulence. I mean, like, scary turbulence, not your run-of-the-mill shake. It was like panicky shake, and everybody was panicking around me. And I remember the plane shaking so hard, and I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, man, what if this plane goes down? What if we die in this moment right now? And all I could think was, I wasn't scared. Like, you would think if you're talking about death, you would be afraid. Like, man, I don't want to die because I'm afraid of dying. I don't want to go, or I have family, and those are the things that you would automatically think. But the thing that hit me the hardest at that moment, and I don't know what it was, maybe it was God trying to tell me something, I don't know, but the thing that hit me to my core was, if I die right now, I will die with dreams unfulfilled. And that shook me to my core. That woke me up, and that said, look, reminded me, Eugene, you're going to die at some point. And when you do, are you going to feel like you gave it everything while you was alive? So here's the real fact. Most people don't think about that statement until they're 80 years old. And when they're 80 and they're closer to that statement being a reality, that's when they start thinking, you know what, I'm going to die. Man, have I done everything? Have I become everything? Have I left a mark on the world? Like, that's when people start thinking about that statement. And I remember hearing this quote, dream like you living forever, but live like you dying today. And I said, wow, that's an amazing philosophy where, yes, now don't let I know it's a doom and gloom statement, right? The doom and gloom statement is you're going to die. And my first approach to that was like, that's a crazy statement. But the truth of the matter is, that is fact. And if it is fact, how do you deal with it as a reality, as you look at it from the perspective of, yes, if I can know that I am going to die and remind myself that I am not invisible and I don't have 1,000,000 years on this earth, then what do I have to do? Or what should I be doing? Or what have I been purposed to do to live out in the time that I have, the 70, the 80, 90 years? I don't know how long you have. Nobody knows how long they have. But the time that you do have, are you living it with purpose? Are you living it full out? So that the time that statement becomes a reality for you, you feel like you've given it all you had. And that's so important that most people don't really realize it, but it will kick you into action. Let me give you 2 reasons why you should have this philosophy. 2 major reasons why you should think like this. Here's the first reason. Released untapped potential. Everybody on the planet right now is living with some form of untapped potential. So if you use this mindset, it will guilt you into actually releasing that untapped potential. The thing that allows you to have an opportunity to release that untapped potential is that you're alive. If you're alive, you have something. And take whatever you have and try to make the best of it. Helen Keller, at the age of 19 months, was diagnosed with both deafness and blindness, but she still became, with all of that said, one of the most well-known American authors. Beethoven, and I love listening to classical music, and Beethoven with the pianos and the keys, at the age of 26, was diagnosed with deafness. Deafness, like you're a composer. How do you compose if you can't hear? But even with that situation happening to him, guess what? Most of the musical arts that he's well known for happened after he became deaf. Nick Vujicic, he was born with no legs and no arms, but he didn't let that stop him. Guess what he did? He still taught himself how to skateboard, how to surf. Now he's a professional motivational speaker with hundreds of thousands of people who follow him on social media. So we need to find a way to release that untapped potential. And the best way to do it is remind yourself that every day is precious. Why? Because you're going to die. And when that day gets closer, you're going to wish that you did something to release that untapped potential. Which leads me into number 2. And the second reason why you should have that mentality of you're going to die is because you're not going to live with regret. Living with regret sucks. It really does. It's one of the worst things that could possibly happen to you. And first, before I even get into this, I need to say this. Most people live with regret because they care so much about other people's opinions, how other people will feel, what other people will say. And there might be people close to you, your parents, your best friends, your spouse, your kids. You're constantly doing things to make everybody else happy. And the problem is when you're trying to force everybody else to be happy, you forget about the most important person, the one that's looking you in the mirror. And a lot of people live their life with regrets based off of living someone else's life. Why live a life of regret when you're going to die? You don't want to die being somebody else. You want to die being you. You want to die being the best you that you could have possibly been. And when I think about you're going to die, when I think about that statement, I never really looked, I've been living my life by that statement ever since that situation, but I never looked at it from that perspective of you're going to die. Here's how I looked at it from the perspective of legacy. That was the word that really resonated with me. As I said, man, legacy. I want to leave this earth with a legacy that I didn't just come and go. I made an impact on people. I changed people's lives. Hopefully having a lasting impact past when I'm gone, so my kids can go back and watch these videos and say, that was dad. That's how dad believes you should live your life. Dad said that we can do anything, that to not live with regrets, to untap your potential. I got a chance to hear that granddad, great-great-granddad. I mean, this information is going to be around forever as long as the internet is up. You'll be able to go back to these videos somewhere on the internet and find it, and somebody could say, that person impacted me. And it doesn't even have to be a family member. It could be that guy that I never met who's on the other side of the world. I watched his video and it encouraged me to keep going when I wanted to quit. But I kept going and I kept moving forward, and his words inspired me, and because of that I became this, and because of that I changed this person's life, and because of that I became an incredible father, and because of that I became an incredible mentor. Like, those are the things, legacy. That's the thing. You're going to die, so when you die, leave a legacy. That's how I interpreted it. But it's the same thing. You're going to die, right? So don't live with the regret. And so I'm hoping that for you, you don't have that same level of regret, because life is too brief. We don't get the time back. So live your life with everything you've got, everything you can put towards it, everything that you can muster. Live your life full. Because here's the thing. At the end of life, we only regret the things that we didn't do, the life that we didn't live, the chances that we didn't take. So I encourage you to live like you're going to die, because with that mindset, you'll always wake up saying, is what I'm doing today going to do everything I want it to do in order for me to be comfortable with the fact that the moment life ends, I'm okay with the results. And if you're okay, it doesn't matter what I say you should do when you're alive, because the things that I care about are not the things that you care about. When that statement, you're going to die, becomes a reality, you can say to yourself, I did everything while I was alive. I hope I lifted you up and encouraged you. This time that you have is brief, so go after it. Go after it with everything you got. Once again, this is Eugene Johnson. Thank you for taking the time. And remember, let no man steal your vision, because no man gave it to you. God bless. The fourth thing is ask with belief. If you're not convinced that what you're asking somebody for, how could you expect them to be convinced from it? You gotta ask with certainty. You gotta ask with congruency inside, that your belief matches your words, matches your physiology, matches your